What's up guys, my name is Jimmy Champagne and today I'm here to tell you 5 things you probably didn't know about it. Now, between the original novel, the miniseries, and the new movie, there is a ton of info to pull from, but I mostly pulled from the new movie because we've heard a lot of the facts from the book and the original miniseries, so I wanted to give you guys some new stuff. But if you're fans of the novel and the miniseries, don't worry, there is some stuff in here for you. The first thing on this list definitely sounds like a conspiracy theory when you lay it all out, but it's not, don't worry. So I'm sure you've seen Stranger Things by now, the incredible series on Netflix, and if you've seen it, you definitely know that it is heavily inspired by both it and just Stephen King's universe as a whole. And that's all beyond the fact that Finn Wolfhard is in both it and Stranger Things, which is still kind of weird. So the Duffer Brothers who made Stranger Things were actually trying to direct this it adaptation. They really wanted to do it, but the studio passed on them in favor of Andy Muschietti because they thought that the Duffer Brothers didn't have enough experience. While it would have been awesome to see the Duffer Brothers' interpretation of it, what we got is original and new, even if it does pull from Stephen King, and I'll always take that over an adaptation. So I'm very happy with how things turned out, and a lot of the online takes I've seen from the It movie say that it is very good and very scary, so we don't have to discredit Muschietti at all. Next on the list is something kind of small that involves all three. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that the It monster emerges 27 years, and they're right. Kind of. This new movie seems to be sticking with 27 years, which is pretty cool, but in the book and the miniseries, it's actually somewhere between 25 and 30 years that the monster emerges. There's nothing wrong with treating it like an exact science, but I just thought it'd be cool to give you a little tidbit of information that you can pull out the next time you're at a party and someone brings up the fact that the monster comes out every 27 years. You're welcome. So for our third fact, we've all heard the stories about Tim Curry actually scaring the actors on set for the original It miniseries, to the point where when he was in costume, the actors would become so uncomfortable that they would just all out avoid him. So the same thing kind of happened with Bill Skarsgård on this new movie. Andy Muschietti made sure that the kids never saw what the monster in It would look like as Pennywise until the first time they were filming together. Now, the kids were confident. They said, "That's just a guy in the costume. Who cares? We can handle it." But when they did see Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise for the first time, they were all terrified. And I think that's pretty cool. It reminds me of The Goonies, where Steven Spielberg didn't show the kids the ship at the end until the first time they saw it on set, so he could actually capture their wonder and excitement at a giant pirate ship in a cave in the middle of Oregon. Fourth on this list is where things start to get super weird, and it's straight from the book. Now, the monster from It is actually an alien that crash landed on Earth in an asteroid where Derry is millions or billions of years ago. It's very, very old, and it gets even weirder. The monster's greatest enemy is a turtle named Maturian, and it's from the greater multiverse, or it's called the Macroverse, that Stephen King created. So the turtle is a creator. He created our universe as well as other universes that exist in the Macroverse that Stephen King created for his Dark Tower series, which is super confusing. Unfortunately, by the time the Losers Club faces the It monster for the second time, it's revealed that the turtle died choking on a couple of galaxies, which is kind of a bummer. The fifth and final item on this list is related to time, and the monster shows up in the original miniseries in 1960, and then again 30 years later in 1990. In this movie, the monster is showing up in 1989, so in its sequel, if this movie does well enough to get a sequel, the monster will show up in present day. Now, I think that's pretty cool that we're gonna get to see the It monster in our present day, just like people got to see him in the miniseries when they were alive in 1990. I just think that's awesome. So there you have it, guys. There's 5 things you might not have known about the It movie, book, or miniseries. Wow, that's a lot to cover. I hope you learned something new here, and if you did, you should definitely hit the thumbs up button. And if you have any facts I didn't cover that you think are cool to share, you should leave them in the comments below. If you're not already, it's definitely worth subscribing, because as Halloween starts to ramp up, I'm gonna have a lot more really cool videos for you to check out. Actually, you can check in tomorrow night at midnight to see my review of Resident Evil Revelations for PS4 and Xbox One. Anyways, guys, my name is Jimmy Champagne, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.